rest home to their country turned, the 10th year of so full with our affair to pass the wall, this prodigy did strike their hearts thee. Since she gone again for so, all such thought just. To order all men given. Friends, the rampire, these two met Asius entering, thrust him back, and fought. The Trojans at the trench, their power. Book 12. Argument. The Grecian fort deface. Patroclus face. Book 12. The Trojans at the in 5 parts. Book 12. Argument. The Trojans at the trench their powers engage, though greeted by a bird of bad presage. In 5 parts they divide, though greeted by a bird of bad presage. Though greeted by a bird of though greeted by a bird of bad presage. In 5 parts they divide their power to scale, and Prince. Book 12. Argue. In 5 parts they divide their power to scale, and Prince Sarpedon forceth down, and Prince Sarpedon forceth down the pale. Great scale, and Prince Sarpedon forceth down the pale. Great Hector from the ports tears out a stone, and with so dead a strength he sets it gone at those broad gates at the Grecian, at those broad gates, at those broad gates the Grecians made to guard their tents and ships, that broken and unbarred they yield way to his power, when all contend to reach the ships, which all at last ascend. To reach the ships, which all at last ascend. Ships, which all at last ascend. Another argument. Mew works the Trojans all the grace, and doth the Grecian forth. Mew works the Trojans. Mew works the Trojans all the grace, and doth the Trojans all the grace. The grace, and doth the Grecian fort deface. And doth the Grecian fort deface. Works the Trojans all the grace, and doth the Grecian fort deface. Trojans at the trench that in cure. Book 12. Book 12. Book 12. Patroclus thus both hosts in cure of hurt Eurypylus, in cure of employed in cure, employed in cure of hurt Eurypylus. Both hosts are all for other wounds. Both hosts for both hosts. Both hosts are all hurt Eurypylus. Both hosts are all for other wounds doubly contentious, one always laboring to expel, the other to invade. Nor could the broad dike of the Greeks, nor that strong wall they made to guard their fleet, be long unracked. Let us cease, and make their fleets, and pulled them down. Wet gnashes into air, which tumult fills with shouts, hounds, horns, and all the hot affair beats at their bosoms. Hot guard their fleet be long unracked, because it was not raised by grave direction of the gods, nor were their deities praised when they begun with hecatombs, that they might then, with hecatombs, that then they might be sure, their strength being seasoned well with heavens, it should have force to endure. With heavens, it should have force to endure. With heavens, it should have force to endure. And so the safeguard of their fleet and all the and so it had been confirmed, when now, and so force to endure, And so the safeguard of their fleet and all their treasure there infallibly had been confirmed, when now their bulwarks were confirmed, when all their treasure there infallibly had been confirmed, their treasure there infallibly had been confirmed. Their treasure there infallibly had been confirmed, when now their bulwarks were not only without power had been confirmed, when now their bulwarks were not only without power of check to their assault, not only without power of check, their bulwarks were not only without power of not only without power of check to their assaulting foe, even now their assaulting foe, even now, as soon as they were built, but apt to overthrow, such as confirmed, when now their bulwarks were not only without power of check to endure, been confirmed. All their treasure there infallibly would have force to endure, and so the safeguard of their fleet and all their treasure there infallibly had been confirmed, when now their bulwarks were not only without power of check to their assaulting foe, even now as not only without